Chapter 48. What did you say? TXIA's eyes widened in surprise. You said you've seen someone escape from here. That's right. Zhang Shan nodded. To be accurate, we only found that person's note. This? Qishao found the situation odd. You just found notes, and you're certain that person escaped? Zhang Shan smiled and nodded at Qishao, saying, Buddy, let me be clear. If you join us, we'll share the information. But for now, believe it or not, that's all I'm going to say. Qishao understood Jiang Xian's intention, but he still couldn't determine if Zhang Xian was telling the truth. Just then, a slightly chubby girl overheard Zhang Shan approach. Hey, are you still taking people in? I can do anything. Zhang Xian glanced at her and, smiling, said, Girl, it's not that I don't want to take you in, but our goal is to clear all the games. Do you have the determination to face the upcoming dangers? Upon hearing this, the chubby girl lowered her head, thought for a while. I can. Zhang Shan didn't seem to believe her and walked over to her, saying softly, Girl, don't push yourself too hard. Just focus on surviving. The girl, having failed to convince Zhang Shan, looked disappointed, seeing that no one else in the room was speaking. Zhang Bi Guzhou, he took out a piece of scrap paper from his pocket, dipped his finger in his own blood, and roughly sketched a map. This is where we are, Zhang Shan said, handing the paper to Qishao. If you change your mind, you can come find us. Qishao took the paper, still eyeing the trio cautiously, but Zhang Shan didn't mind, slinging his arm around Little Glass's shoulder, picking up the two bare arms from the floor, and limping toward the door. Hey, Qishao called out. Zhang Shan turned around, only to have a white object fly toward his face. He quickly caught it in another pouch. I've changed my mind. I'll only take half this time, Qishao said. The guy with glasses seems decent. I won't take his down. Zhang Shan looked at the pouch in his hand, stood stunned for a few seconds, then laughed heartily. That's fair. Little Glasses looked confused. Huh? But why? I gave it willingly. You said before, I'm a conman. Qishao said coldly. Don't believe what I say. But, Mr. Conman, my name's Qishao. Qishao replied. Stop calling me conman. It sounds awful. Qishao. Zhang Shan repeated the name. Interesting. I'll remember you. With that, he tossed one of the black bear arms over to the group. Oh, gross. Kayaji yelped, startled, but he managed to catch the furry's severed limb. He realized how heavy it was, weighing at least 20 or 30 pounds, and it was still dripping blood. Zhang Shan, the three of us can't eat that much, and it's too heavy to carry. Help me get rid of it. Will you get rid of it? Zhang Shan waved dismissively and turned to leave. Qishao and his group stared at the bare arm, unsure of what to say, until Zhang Shan and his two companions exited the room. After a while, Yan Yu approached and handed them for dirty pouches. Here, take these. Qishao and the others snapped out of their thoughts and accepted their reward. This time, the dough they received was plentiful, so much that the group felt overwhelmed. Thanks to Zhang Shan, they even received the long-lost food. The chubby girl who had been watching from a distance walked over cautiously and asked, Can I join you guys? My Tmall died interview. Qishao seemed to ignore her, weighing the pouches in his hand and saying to the others, Let's go. Without another word, he turned and headed for the exit, leaving the girl standing awkwardly. Pao Jiaojin shrugged apologetically at the girl and said, Don't take it personally. He's always like that. Seeing that Qiao Jiaojin seemed approachable, the girl quickly grabbed his arm and nervously said, Please, let me join you. I'm really scared right now. Well, Qiao Jiaojin smiled apologetically. I guess. Hey, girl, why don't you just... Hey, Qiao Jiaojin, Qishao called out from a distance. Let's go. Qiao Jiaojin glanced at Qishao, noticing the slight frown on his face. Oh, right, I'm coming. Qiao Jiaojin seemed to understand and nodded, turning to the girl. Sorry, girl, not this time. Maybe next. With that, he too ignored her and followed He Shaw toward the exit. The chubby girl watched as they left, her once pitiful expression fading into cold indifference, turning sinister. Now, only she and Donnie remained in the room, as all the other participants had left. Donnie, cleaning up the fallen chairs, glanced at her before calmly asking, "Still up to your old tricks?" "Yeah." The chubby girl nodded. "Too bad. It's getting harder to pull off these days. Why can't you just be normal?" Donnie asked, turning to her. "We could all just follow the instructions together." The chubby girl laughed angrily, stepping forward and grabbing Donnie by the collar. Her expression turned fierce as she snarled, "Who do you think you are to lecture me? And speaking of normal, how are you Zodiac folk any better than us?" Donnie turned his head aside, speaking quietly. "At least we're working toward the same goal. Then, let's see whose goal wins out," she said, releasing him. Before leaving, she added, "Zhang Shang can't be allowed to live. As for that He Zhou, I'll figure something out." "Funman," He Yao Jin whispered cautiously as they exited. "What's the deal? Is that woman suspicious?" "I'm not sure, but probably," He Zhou replied. "Better to be careful in a place like this. You read faces too." He Yao Jinzhou. "She looked pretty innocent to me, all kind and gentle. It has nothing to do with her appearance." Kou Shou shook his head. "But she said her entire team died in the interview. If that's true, she must have done something drastic. Otherwise, I find it hard to believe that out of 9 people, only one weak girl survived. Second, she's been surviving alone until now, and considering her desperate tactics during the game, it's enough to prove she's not ordinary. It's very likely she approached us for our Dao." He Yao Jin nodded in sudden understanding. "I see. Yeah, I thought she seemed pitiful. Of course, I could be entirely wrong." He Shaw added, "I just don't want to trust anyone too easily." He then turned to the group and asked, "By the way, can I borrow your Dao for a moment?"